The call of the Hawks can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
You're listening to Pod at the Palace with Curtis Wilkerson on Inside Arkansas.
And welcome into the Pod at the Palace post-game live reaction show presented by SARACEN, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. I'm Curtis Wilkerson, joined by Andrew Ellis of Inside Arkansas, here to break down Arkansas's 115-61 win over Jackson State. That's right, 115-61. Hogs moved to 5-1 on the season. They got a date with Duke up next. You know, I think this team needed a feel-good game. They needed a get-right game. Well, you had 6 guys in double figures. You won by a ton. Amir Brown scored. Elmer Jaffet scored. You dunked it 15 times in this basketball game. Andrew, did that do the trick for you?
Before I get into my opening rant, Curtis, are we just done with the 94 throwback jerseys? I don't know if we're ever going to see them again. What happened to them?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
want to embrace tradition. What's going on here?
Listen, we complain about everything on this show. If it's not the team's performance, it's the crowd, it's the atmosphere, it's the administration, it's something. Tonight, it's the uniforms. But no, seriously, I'm very pleased with Arkansas's performance. I'm not naive enough to believe that what Arkansas did tonight against Jackson State is something that they can harness and actually use against good teams that have a pulse. But we came into this game saying, hey, we need a confidence boost. We need this to be a game where Arkansas does what they're supposed to do. They don't have to sweat it out at the end, and they kind of remind themselves how good they are. I think Arkansas accomplished this tonight. Of course, some individual performances that I was very thrilled with. I'm sure we'll talk about them, but overall, I think this is what this was supposed to be. This was a slump buster. This was a get back game. This was to use a basketball term, this was Arkansas seeing the ball go through the net, and sometimes they put it through the net themselves thunderously. But I thought tonight was everything it was supposed to be. It doesn't necessarily mean anything long-term because they're not going to face teams this bad all year, but I do think there's a lot Arkansas can take from this game from a confidence, gelling standpoint. Hey, we're good at basketball again standpoint. So I have no complaints.
Yeah, me neither, man. Beat them worse than Auburn did, so Arkansas is better than Auburn. We know how this works, right?
Facts.
But no, really good stuff, man. 115 points. All the things that we've been a little bit irritated about, for the most part, were improved in this game. You know, I look at 64% from the field. It's just crazy, by the way, for Arkansas there. But, man, they got to the free throw line a ton, 28 of 36. That's pretty good. 38 points off of 20 forced turnovers. We've been yelling, I feel like, for the entire season. When Arkansas is playing these bye teams, like, they're not turning them over. What the hell? You're so much more athletic, and you should be out in passing lanes. Well, they did that in this game. You love to see it. Points in the paint, more than doubled them, almost tripled them. It was 56-20 in the paint for Arkansas there. You did lose on the offensive glass, 12-9, but they missed like 1,000 shots, and you didn't. You know what I mean? So there weren't as many opportunities there for Arkansas, but at the end of the day, they did win the rebounding battle by double digits. So from a team standpoint, I like a lot of what I saw there. 24 assists for Arkansas. I set a goal for him, Andrew, of 20 going into this game because I'm like, if you get a big assist number like that, because you're going to score against this team, it just tells you that there wasn't a lot of ball stopping. There wasn't a lot of stagnant stuff, a lot of me ball, and they kept that thing moving. Although we were all sitting pretty close to the bench in this game, but at one point, Cal did the thing. You know, he was talking about in the post game the last time, Andrew, where he was like, hey, we have to go back to this 8th grade shit where we do 5 passes before you take a shot. He tells Darius Acuff that coming down the floor. Acuff didn't communicate it. They make one pass to Malik Ewan, and he immediately turns the corner and goes through a rim, and then Cal was pissed at Ewan about it. But it was good stuff in there. Malik Ewan, 21 points. Good grief. That was so good to see out of him. He was throwing behind the head passes and all kinds of stuff. You love it. Carter Knox with another double-double, 17 and 10. We could continue to go on down the line, but for the most part, everything we needed to see them do and expected them to do in a game like this, they did.
Tonight was a reminder of how fun basketball can be when you get very easy point-blank looks all the time. And, of course, like you touched on, you got to turn people over. You have to play defense if you want to get those easy run-out looks. But I noticed there was a point in this game where it felt like Arkansas, I mentioned smelling blood in the water in our Inside Arkansas live show today. They started to smell that. And as a basketball player, we've all been there, whether it's pickup, whether it's junior high ball, whether it's just playing with your buddies, where you kind of start anticipating the run out. You start anticipating the fast break of like, oh, we're going to run these boys over. I need to get down the floor so I can get me a wide open dunk. And you started seeing different Razorbacks. Shout out to Billy Richmond, who kind of started the trend there of just getting down floor, knowing, hey, my teammates are going to get the ball up to me. We can get out and run here. And we've always felt that's when this team is going to be at their best. Like Cal's always said, we're one of the best transition teams in the country. It's hard to get transition when you're not getting stops on the other end, when you're not turning people over. And so I think it was nice to have a game where Arkansas got a lot of those easy looks. And it's a reminder that should be your goal every time. Obviously, every possession, you're not going to get a wide open dunk in transition or an uncontested layup at the rim. But that should always be your goal. And Cal spoke about this early in the season of the importance of we've got to have some just easy buckets where our guy's bigger, we have a look at the rim, we get the ball inside, we run the right set, we get the right action. We just are able to dump it in and get free points. You're not going to be able to get free points all the time. But if you have a baseline of, hey, we're going to get 7 or 8 dunks a game, we're going to get X amount of free throws a game, we're going to get X amount of wide open threes a game, then you can kind of build your offensive game around it. It felt like Arkansas these last few games was struggling to consistently get those good looks, and they were settling for a lot of jumpers and, frankly, making a lot of those jumpers. But your goal needs to be getting that ball in there. And so I think tonight was a nice reminder of just kind of reminding themselves how good they are and how easy basketball can be when you play the right way.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it was good to see everybody kind of eat in this game because they could have won by a similar margin, but it was, Acuff with 26 points on 17 shots and Leak with 27 points on 18 shots and, and everybody else just kind of getting in where they fit in. But it wasn't that at all. And honestly, it was kind of a quiet night for Acuff and Leak both. Doesn't matter. I mean, Acuff had 10 points. He hit a couple threes. Malik Thomas had 13. He hit a couple threes. They were efficient. They took 9 and 6 shots respectively. And so that allowed other guys to just get in a little bit of a rhythm, man, and get into a flow of a game, feel good about themselves. I thought Trevin looked good in there, 8 and 7. I'm surprised he only took 4 shots, but we mentioned Carter and the double-double. He was flying all over the place. Almost gotten Arkansas's second brawl in as many games, which I'm sure we can talk about that at whatever point. But what I really like to see, for example, like DJ Wagner, boy, did he need that, man. 16 points. He goes 6 of 6 from the floor. He knocks down 2 threes. He has 2 dunks. He had at least 3 steals in this basketball game. Like, he did a little bit of everything and 7 assists. I mean, good grief. And 1 turnover. So to get that kind of performance out of DJ, he needed it. That felt real good. He's going to sleep good tonight. He's going to have confidence going into practice next week. Malik Ewan, same thing, 21 points. And I know some people probably look at it and they're like, what's he doing, man? He's throwing the behind the back passes, the behind the head stuff. Hey, they wouldn't be doing that if they weren't winning by 50. Like Billy Richmond had the smoke dunk. Acuff had a smoke dunk. You roll your eyes at some of that stuff, but I just like seeing them have fun. The body language was good. The energy was good. They went nuts when Amir Brown got his 3rd attempt to make a free throw there. That's the kind of stuff that I feel like this team needs just to get reminded. Sometimes you get in the grind of the season and you're trying to figure stuff out and you have some growing pains and the body language dips, the energy dips. I thought it was all great today. And that's exactly what you need before you have nearly a full week to prepare for what is a huge game coming up on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think tonight was like a nice, it was not, and we spoke about this a little bit coming into the game about how Arkansas has been facing some good competition. Winthrop, we'll see how good they end up being, but like, that's a much stiffer test than what you face tonight. Obviously, Michigan State, a completely different level of opponent. I feel like tonight, Arkansas liked the fact that there was no resistance. And I think it's a nice reminder of like, listen, you're going to face teams that disrupt your rhythm and that force you to turn the ball over. I mean, Arkansas only turns the ball over 6 times in this game. They only allow 4 fast break points. They didn't give up a ton behind the 3-point line. Like, you're going to face teams that will dictate that a little bit. But like, when all things are normal and you're able to run your sets and you're able to make passes, you should be able to create as many good looks as you can. And I thought it was just a nice, again, we kind of know it's in there. And we know, even when we're watching Arkansas lose to Michigan State, you kind of know deep down, if they had faced some bad team tonight, they could have won and been fine. But I think it was good for these guys to be reminded of that. And they know, Cal knows, we all know the capability of this team. But sometimes when you're facing these tough competitions and the possessions are a little bit tougher and you're in a completely different style of game, it's like, you're a good 3-point shooter, but if it's like, if this is the only good look I'm going to get all game, all of a sudden, maybe my 3-point shooting isn't going to be as steady. And so I love the amount of availability. And like you said, like, it's one of those situations where, DJ could have went off for 30 points. The freshmen didn't take a ton of shots tonight. They could have gotten their 30 points. Like, everyone, you can tell, knew what kind of game they were going to be in, and nobody was out there worried about their stats, worried about what they were going to look like at the end of the game, worried about the box score, which I know it's easy to say going into a game. We're not worried about that kind of stuff. In a game like tonight, when everyone's out and running and sharing the ball like crazy, you can really see the difference in what it looks like when a team is playing with that mentality, which, again, easier said than done and easier to do when you're playing an opponent like this. But it is nice to know that that's in there somewhere.
Yeah, 100%, man. And folks, we're going to get into your chats pretty quick. This is a live reaction show after all, but I just want to, highlight a few individual things and point it out there. And by the way, I know everybody's locked in on the coaching search and everything, but did you notice, Andrew, the Hunter Yurachek, John Tyson, like entire halftime meeting right there at midcourt in Gucci Row?
I didn't, but I did get a look at John Tyson, and he looked like he was having a good time in the second half with his beanie on. He was just chilling,
cheering on Isaiah Sealy. Yeah, those two were yucking it up all of halftime, man. Bumping elbows, laughing, ah-ha-has. It was interesting given some of the news that's coming out throughout the course of the day. But at any rate, Malik Ewan. Okay, so he finishes his game with 21 points. He was 8 of 9 from the field. He missed his last shot, and they were giving him a hard time for it. Only 3 rebounds, so I guess he still sucks. But he had 3 assists in this game, a couple steals. My biggest thing, like, it was great to see him assertive offensively and show off some of that point forward stuff. You can do that, you can do that. But for me, the question is, are we not that we're sold that that was his breakout game, so he's just going to be a double guy and awesome for you. But do you feel a little bit better about the prospects of, okay, at least I know he's got that in him and we can put him out there for 15 to 18 minutes against Duke? You know what I mean? As opposed to, do we feel like that flipped the switch enough for him to not be the guy who plays for 3 minutes and pisses everybody off and then you take him out? Because I didn't see the lack of effort stuff in there today.
Yeah, I feel like at least for the time being moving forward, he's going to get a little bit longer leash going into the next game. A lot of the things he did and did well in this game are honestly things that I don't think are going to be available to him in future games. Like the passing lanes were wide open. He got a few open looks at the rim. Like I really don't think he's going to be able to carry much of what he actually did in this game to other games. But the thing that I love, Curtis, and I think is the most important is Malik Ewan is going to put his head on that pillow tonight when he gets home at his apartment or dorm, and he's going to feel good about himself. He's going to feel good about his role and what he did to help Arkansas win tonight. He is going to go to sleep comfortable, happy, content, all those things. And you could argue, I mean, if you really think about it, I don't think there's been another game this season that has been the case. Yeah. And it really, for me, is not any deeper than that. Obviously, there's a lot, we can talk X's and O's and his skill set, and is he going to rebound? Are they going to be able to run offense through him? All that. I just like that he has a good feeling on him, himself. And now maybe going into this game against Duke, he feels a little bit more part of it. He feels, and I'm sure his teammates, it's not lost on them. I really hope a few of his teammates came by him today in the locker room and were like, hey, man, love to see that. Awesome. Hope you feel good about it. And, make him feel good about himself. Because, again, I think matchup-wise, if you watch this Jackson State game and compare it to what Arkansas is going to look like against Duke, there's not much you can really take with you there like that crosses over. But I do think that confidence, that's what Malik Ewan needs. And he got it tonight. And we'll see how long it lasts. But I do think that's the important thing here is that he feels good about himself.
Yeah, it would have been easy for him to just kind of have the same body language and everything, go out there, go through the motions, probably make a couple plays and just be content hanging out or whatever. It was right before we left. So it was like just before the under 8 timeout, and he was up there at the scorer's table. And Cal walks over there and he's talking to him. As we can hear everything that Cal's saying. He's like, yo, if you need a blow, if you need a break, just let me know. Head tap. I'll give you 1 minute. But what I don't want to see is you out there like, because then I'm going to get you out. You're not going back in. It was a hilarious interaction, man.
Cal's energy tonight was on another level, man. I know you had very good seats. I had some pretty good seats as well.
Yeah.
Cal was as animated as I've ever seen him, man.
Yeah. There was another moment where it was after the Carter Knox, right at the start of the second half. He had the breakaway dunk, and then right after that, he had the windmill, and the bench was going crazy and everything, and Carter fell down on it, and then Cal goes down to the bench, and he was like, oh, that was cool. That was real cool. And so he was like, just really getting on those dudes. There was one point, I'm sharing this because we don't usually, obviously set that close or whatever, but he sent 3 guys to the scorer's table to check in on a free throw. And Darius Acuff he's screaming at Cal. He's like, Coach Cal. And he's not paying attention. They didn't know who they were subbing in for. And so there was a guard at the line, and Acuff was like, I don't know if I go in now or if I'm in for the shooter, what's going on? And then he's like yelling at Kenny Payne because he's the closest. He's like, yo, KP, who am I in for? And Kenny Payne just like, oh.
That's not the right guy to ask.
Then eventually he's just like, I got the shooter. And so some funny stuff in there, man. They were cracking me up, but yeah, as a nice win. It felt good. A lot of laughs, a lot of smiles, a lot of dunks, man. 15 dunks in this game. They were 15 of 17 from dunks. I'm trying to think about the misses. One of them was TB. He tried to poster a kid.
A-Cuff, I want to say.
Oh God,
No,
yeah, A-Cuff.
Was it A-Cuff? Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh man, fun times in there. Fun times. How about Billy Richmond?
Billy Richmond, I mean, he's that guy that, you know, if you're doing a group project and you're all kind of doing your thing and you look over and you see someone like really, he's got 3 different screens and he's really, it kind of makes you feel bad about yourself where you're like, damn, am I not bringing my all? I think Billy Richmond is that guy for Arkansas. When he gets in the game and starts sprinting the way he does, and I mean, all he did was just fill his lane. That's all you had to do in tonight's game was just fill your lane and you're going to get open looks. He kept doing it and it kind of set the tone, man.
Yes, I see Toggle 67 in here. It says Billy missed. That's right. He tried to do like the weird 360 thing, and he missed that dunk in there. So that was his. Trevin might have gotten fouled on the one that he missed.
He did. He did.
So okay, fair enough. Funny stuff though, man. They were cracking me up over there on the bench, and you know, and there was one point. I'm not going to say which player it was, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But he had a couple boneheaded moments in the first half, and then he subbed out of the game. And was mad that he got taken out for a minute there. And Cal goes down to the bench, and I couldn't hear what was being said in the conversation, but it was, well, I'll just say this. Cal's reaction then was he just goes, oh, all right. Like he was mocking the kid. So he's probably coaching up one of the guys over there, and they're like, all right, coach. He's like, all right, coach. And he walks back over, subbed him back in like 15 seconds later. But it's hilarious, man. Cal doesn't take any crap off of these dudes out there at all. It doesn't matter who you are, what your draft stock looks like, how much NIL you're making, whatever. He will get in those shorts just like anybody else on the team, man. Like he does not let anything slide. So it was cracking me up in there.
You know whose body language I really liked tonight? Carter Knox's. I think he might have had 10 rebounds in the first half. If not 10, he had 8 or 9. And they were like early on. Well, he's done that a lot. Like you don't view Carter Knox as like a prolific rebounder, but a few games ago, he had 9 or 10, and it was also all in the first half there. He had that game against Georgia last year where he had like 7 offensive rebounds. When Carter Knox is in that right mindset, he's a gamer, man. I thought he was really active defensively. He was very talkative tonight, which I don't know if I see a ton out of Carter of being like a super talkative guy. I know he's got a little bit of personality to him, but I love seeing him communicate with his teammates, argue with the refs a little bit, get into some spats with Cal here and there, talk to the opponent. Like I felt like Carter played with that kind of junkyard dog mentality, which again, it's easy to play like a junkyard dog when you're going up against a little chihuahua or whatever. But I did appreciate seeing that out of Carter, that he had that blue collar mindset in a game where you're meant to look good.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that didn't escalate beyond where it needed to right there. It seems like that's how it always starts. You know, there's a tie up with the ball and neither player wants to give it up. And then all of a sudden somebody gets hit with an elbow and then like fists start flying or something crazy. For a second there, I thought there was about to be a throwdown. And I was like, good grief, please no. But it was pretty interesting. Like it ends and, you know, Carter's getting pulled back and he's just yelling at, you know, chirping at the dude the whole way back to the bench. I'm like, oh my gosh. They go through the replay and everything. And then before they even let the teams back out there, Carter's over by Jackson State's bench and he's talking to Mo Williams. And they're just like laughing it off, you know, talking to each other, dapping it up and everything. He was fine. Like in the heat of the moment, he was mad. And then he was laughing and like Trevin and Darius Acuff were out there at midcourt with him. They were making fun of him. So it was, it could have been bad, but they pretty quickly like cooled down. It's like, hey, we're up by 55 right now. Like let's relax a little bit. So I was glad to see that. 13. Why is it that like 51 for Winthrop the other night, you picked Nick Pringle, and it's like, I don't know if that's the guy I would be picking to fight for Arkansas. 13, little dude. Like I would have been looking at, you know, Aiden Kelly on the end of the bench or something. Like it wouldn't be Carter Knox that I'm trying to tie up with, but they keep people are trying to punch up in their weight class against the Razorbacks. It's kind of crazy.
By the way, John says that our producer John, I don't know if you guys know about him. He says that nobody asked Carter about the scuffle in the post game.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's the report we're getting.
It's disappointing, man. It's very disappointing. Okay. What else do we need to get into, Andrew, before we attempt to start the live reaction portion of this in our chat?
I mean, I don't know if I have anything pressing, honestly, Curtis. I know we've harped on the turnover thing a lot, and Jackson State, I'm sure that's one of the stats they really lead the country in is turnovers, but I just appreciate that. And I hope the team also looked at this and realized, oh, that was a huge part of our success, is the fact that we did not turn the ball over at all, and we turned over our opponent on a third of their possessions. I think that's always a good thing.
Yes, I would agree with that. All right. Well, hey, today's episode of the Pot the Palace post-game live reaction show is presented by our friends over at SARACEN. I have a feeling that a lot of those props, they probably hit. I know they put out that early two-way line. It was at like minus 23.5 or something for Arkansas. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, come on now. Got to smash that one. Check out SARACEN's no strings attached special, where new users can bet $25 and get $125 in bonus bets instantly. All you got to do is download the SARACEN app by using that QR code on your screen, Apple, Android, whatever you got there, that'll take care of you. And use code INSIDEAR to get that $125 instantly when you bet your first $25. It's SARACEN, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. We're also brought to you by our partners over at OZK Insurance. You guys know the drill. It's a hassle, man. Nobody wants to deal with that. They do it for you at OZK Insurance and Rogers. They make insurance simple again. It's a 100% independent agency, and they shop the entire marketplace to deliver the best combination of cost and coverage, saving you both time and money. Whatever you need, home, auto, boat, motorcycle, life, or commercial insurance, their friendly team has access to a wide range of flexible options designed just for you. They serve Northwest and Central Arkansas, so let OZK Insurance be the trusted advisor you never knew you needed. With over 600 five-star Google reviews, start today with a free online quote at ozkinsurance.com or call 479-715-4200. It's OZK Insurance, protection made simple. Okay, we're back. Here we go. The moment of truth. Let's see how everybody's feeling about this one. Heartbroken Hog, we're still here for now. Okay, thank you for the super chat, Heartbroken Hog. He says, tonight's game is exactly what the doctor ordered. We need Cal to wear that suit more often. I'm not the professor, but I got to give my A+ to Ewan. I like all that. Me and John were talking about maybe starting to chart the suit game for John Calipari, like records in suits, because he's got it's a pretty deep collection, but he rewears a number of times throughout the course of the season. So we might start doing that. I like the look of that jacket. I couldn't pull it off. He can. I'm a little bit torn on what to do with my MVP. I'll probably give it to Ewan just because. Principle of the matter.
Context.
We needed that, baby. Yeah, exactly.
The context of how important him playing well is matters. Whereas like DJ Wagner, yeah, we like seeing you play well, but it doesn't. We're not telling our friends tomorrow, hey, DJ Wagner. Is this a safe space? Everyone cool here?
This definitely, absolutely. Nothing leaves here. What happens in the post game stays in the post game.
Clear. I am not like checking Cal. I'm not saying anything bad about Cal. The suit he wore tonight, Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like black shoes would be the move.
What do you have on? I didn't look at the shoes.
He had on brown loafers. If my eyes did not deceive me,
okay.
Which I just thought was interesting, and I don't care. I'm not a fashionista, but my date tonight, she did notice, and she thought that was interesting.
Okay, that is interesting. That's noted. We'll put that in there. Jacket, shoe combination. That's very important stuff. That's good eye there by your date for the evening. Jafra says, never mind, Ewan's out of jail. I'm still delusional. He's officially released from lockdown. Malik Ewan had a good game. Grandma can get out of her cage now. Whatever you want to say. Just don't make us throw you back in there Thursday. Don't make us do that. Yeah. We're not asking for 21 again. We don't have to have the steal and the behind the back pass and all the craziness. Just play hard, score a few points, get Boozer in foul trouble, and we can call it a day.
Yeah. Well, I just like that he showed off a skill set that like teams will have to think about, Oh, hey, that guy, he's pretty talented with the ball in his hands. Oh man, at the top of the key, he can make some good passes, which that's the big thing. Of all the Malik Ewan things that he could do well, the passing from the top of the key and from the post, I think is fun. And by the way, you notice the other players on the team start noticing that as well. Billy Richmond starts saying, hey, if that guy has the ball and I cut, there's a decent chance I'm getting it. It's like it changes the way that you play when you have someone. There's some teammates you pass the ball to and you're not expecting it back. Malik Thomas, frankly, and he's a good passer. You're not necessarily expecting the ball back if you pass it to Malik Thomas. With Malik Ewan, I think the guys are a little bit aware, like, oh crap, hey, I might get it here.
Yeah, Stu can dime it a little bit for sure. You know how I feel bad for tonight? As I was just looking at the box score, Nick Pringle, he had 4 points. He didn't have a shot attempt. Like he was 4 or 5 from the free throw line. Grabbed 5 boards.
2 free throws though.
Yeah, and like he was fine or whatever in there, but there had to have been a half dozen pass attempts to hit him on a pick and roll that were just awful. Just bad pass after bad pass
or something
to Nick Pringle, man. Like I felt bad for him. Because he could have easily had a double figure points in this game, but he's a guy who relies on, his teammates getting him the ball in the right spots, and he's getting them, bounce passes thrown off his feet or, behind him or whatever. I'm like, gosh, man, hit that dude in stride so he can go dunk one. I felt bad for him.
Hey, you want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
Carter Knox, according to hogstats.com, our guy, Sloppy, shout out to him. He says Carter Knox is the first Razorback basketball player since at least 1996-97 to get 17 points and 10 rebounds in a game in less than 21 minutes of playing time. He only played 18 minutes today.
He only played 8. He did that in 18 minutes.
18 minutes, 17 and 10 WW for a non-big man.
John's going to be hurt. John's going to be hurt about that. He needed that 24 and a half minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brutal.
That's brutal, man.
That's on Mo Williams, because if they had just been within, I don't know, 40, you maybe keep Carter out there for a few more. Dang.
Yeah, send him that Venmo request, John. That's crazy. We've got Caleb. Appreciate the super chat. He says, shout out to John for the ticket. Event staff upgraded the seat after tip 2. Who damn pig.
Wow.
Very interesting.
One, good on the first sentence. I also concur. Shout out to John. He gave me a very good seat tonight. But also, I'm very intrigued that the event staff upgraded the seat. I'm actually stunned to hear that. That's the first person I've heard say that.
That's interesting. I wonder if that, I guess it was probably a common theme throughout the game. Because at tip off, I was doing the thing again. I was like, good Lord, man, like this is ridiculous. But then once we got into the flow of the game, I was looking at least lower bowl. Like it wasn't packed by any means. Don't get me wrong. But I was like,
exact same, dude. When I showed up pretty late. Like I like getting into games early. I got there at like 6:48 to our 7 p.m. tip. And when I walked to my seat, I was like, yo, what is going on? But no, I had like the under 12 timeout. I kind of looked around and I was like, it's not full by any means, but it's not a crowd that you would like take a picture of and be like, wow, how about this one? It's not one of those. People would just react and be like, okay, fair.
Yeah. No, I agree with you for sure. Basson, good to see you in here, buddy. He says, how about you? And man, I'm so happy he finally played with some effort and played really well. Man, we needed the Hogs by 90, beat the hell out of Duke. Woo pig suey. I need them to beat Duke too, because that's all it's going to take. You won't be able to tell me nothing again until they play Louisville in a few days after that. But no, I feel better. It's not lost on us that Jackson State's terrible. I mean, if you listen to Inside Arkansas Live or the preview on the Pod at the Palace this morning, it's like I read off all the stats that they're dead last in the country in. But at least you did this. Like the alternative is you beat them by 25 or 30 and you just look like crap doing it. You know what I mean? So I'll take this. You know what Arkansas did to these guys? The same thing Auburn did, the same thing Louisville did, the same thing Illinois did. And those are all teams that are, top 25 and are expecting to have great seasons and everything like that. Cool. Great. You did exactly what they did. Job well done.
I mean, listen, we know Arkansas is not as good as they look tonight. They're not a 115 per game type of team. We also know they're not as bad as they looked the other day on Tuesday, Let's find out where we're at. We're somewhere in the middle. We're playing the next 2 games. We're playing 2 of the 7 best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Let's find it. We may be behind both of them, frankly. We may go 0-2, but where do we land? We'll know when you're in there. When you're in there and you feel the other guy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they say. And then we got this from the student section. It says, unleash the lethal light skin, Sealy and Jaden.
I've seen him saying this a lot in the chat.
Hey, man.
Sealy moments.
10 points, 4-4 from the field, 2-2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers in 15 minutes.
Good little reverse finish.
Yeah. That'll work. Look pretty good in there. He didn't shoot a 3, so Cal doesn't have anything to yell at him about. He did. Again, this is just the perk, being lucky, sitting where we sat. He subbed into the game, and the ball got inbounds, and then right away, I think it was Bruiser who stood up and had to yell at him like, "Hey, this is your matchup." Like as soon as he got into the game, he had no idea who he was guarding. It's like, come on, man. But then he was good. He was good after that. And he was running. He was talking smack too to the Jackson State guys, which is funny.
Now, student section, I can hear you out on Jaden because he hasn't really gotten a real minute yet this year, in a non-blowout. So maybe I can hear you there, but I feel like Sealy has played like the exact right number of minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I wish he would have been able to get in more against Samford or Winthrop or whatever. But this is kind of where you're at right now with him. Like you get in these games where you got things under control, give him a little bit of leash and a little bit of leeway and let him go. And then some of these other, like Michigan State, they put him in there for a minute. He had a defensive breakdown and they took him out. But I like the way that they're bringing him along so far. I don't know that I necessarily expect him to play against Duke unless you have foul trouble or whatever, and you need to shake it up in a way. But I hope that by the time we get to SEC play, that he is a guy who has played enough, got enough experience, and they're comfortable enough with him to where if you have an injury on a given night or somebody fouls out or whatever, that it's not a shoot, well, here we go with this 6 or 7 man thing again, to where you just give him a little bit of run and let him play. Because I think he's good. I think he could help him.
Yeah.
Hairless, where'd it go? There we go. Hairless Hog is back. Them $5 from Hairless Hog mean the Hog's got to win. He says, we got our mojo back, baby. Oh, yeah. Curtis could have scored 10 points tonight. And maybe Andrew could have mustered 4. Are we shortchanging you a little bit?
I don't know about shortchanging because I think I could very easily score less than 4. I will say my number of points would likely be a multiple of 3 because I think I don't think I'm getting inside 20 feet. I just don't think I'm not dribbling. I'm not getting downhill. I'm seeing if I can get enough space to fire, so I think I'm either getting 3, 6, 9 if I play 20 minutes and they just let me shoot at will. But I think my 3 to 6 is probably the 2 options.
Yeah. I don't know about the whole 10 points thing. If I got to play start to finish 40 minutes, I would die in like 4. But if I did that and I was playing with 4 of the current Razorbacks, I think I could have like 10 stats. You know what I mean? Like 4 fouls, make a free throw, assist something, accidentally grab a rebound. That's possible.
Would you have started like Snowbird in this game?
Yes.
Just like hanging out down there and being like, hey, Billy, just throw me an outlet.
Yeah.
Come on.
It would have been one of those deals where, I try to do like a between the legs layup or something and Cal takes me out. So it'd be like that. What else do we have here? It's Lanky. He says, you and touches were a priority tonight. And I love it. Yeah. They were hell bent on getting him going in this game. And so, mission accomplished there, but they were running a lot of sets for him early on and getting him his touches, letting him do the point forward thing. Now he did. So when he got that steal and did the behind the back pass, and then they had the miss, that was one thing. But then I think it was the next possession. He did the point forward deal again, and he had like open guard on the wing or something, didn't make the extra pass. And then Cal took him out after that. And he's like, hey, it's cool. I like it for you. You're doing too much. So, we got here. Appreciate everybody for being in here tonight. Walla Walla Hog, thank you. Says that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Just play Jackson State every night, and all will be right with the world.
Walla Walla. Where is Walla Walla at? I feel like I've heard that before.
Washington? Walla Walla, Washington?
That's what I was thinking. It was Washington.
Sounds good to me. B. Gord says, do we pay Tyler Eulis enough to buy more than a blue sport coat? Yeah, he likes the blue.
I think about that a lot where like I just look at my closet and I'm like, what would I be doing if I had to wear real clothes? Like I would have to make some changes. If I all of a sudden got a job at a real company, I would really have to make a lot of wardrobe changes. So I don't shame anybody. Tyler Eulis is about my age. I only have 1 or 2 sports coats, but yeah, we're on TV every night, bro. We gotta hook him up.
Yeah, I agree.
He's smart, but I respect that Eulis is not the type of guy that's like went crazy and has like 9 Versace coats.
Exactly. They could at least take him to Walker Brothers. They'd hook him up out there. Is that where Cal went? Was that?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember that because I think Hutch had the story with the tailor and everything. But get it. As long as he's not wearing it for the Kentucky game. It's Lanky. He's back again. Says, been watching you guys consistently since Natty State days during my junior year at the U of A. Being a Hog basketball head, I'm so thankful to have Curtis, who shares my passion for Hogball. Incredible job. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That's good stuff. And met some folks who are fans of what we do at the game. And I got to tell you, Andrew, and I realize that It's Linky doesn't fall in this demographic. The older female crowd likes us, man. It's just we have more, and I don't want to say like old, but older than us women. It's time after time. It's like, oh man, love you guys. You do a great job. I'm like, okay, so this is like our niche of the female demographic over there. Not the co-eds or anything, but the older women. It's kind of interesting.
I'm not going to go too far into this conversation before it takes a weird turn, but you know me well, and you know that like that checks out, like I don't know.
Yeah.
It just there's something about listen, both of my parents. So my mom and dad were 41 and 42 when they had me, respectively.
Okay. Yeah.
My parents are old folks. They've always been old my whole life. My entire life, my people would be like, "Oh, is that your grandma?" No, it's my mom. So I don't know. I think old people can sniff that out with me. That they're like, this guy has a respect for the elderly.
Yeah. It's always what I think when I see Andrew Ellis. Is that
you could tell it because you're old, sneaky.
It's sneaky old, yeah. And that's what one of them said to me. She's like, "Oh, how old are you?" I told her. She was like, "No way. There's no way you're a day over 30." I was like, "Well, thanks." But Jafra in here says Carter NBA comp really is Josh Hart, huh?
I actually low key love that. Josh Hart is a rebounding shooting guard. That's actually kind of crazy.
I would have never thought of that, but when he gets on the glass, he's a bully. Maybe you just have to play him as a small ball forward, and might be onto something.
Well, listen, Curtis, you remember when he was coming out of Overtime Elite, he won some type of competition, and I think it was like the ISO scoring competition at one of those camps. And I remember thinking, I was like, man, I remember you picked Carter to be SEC Freshman of the Year.
Yeah.
That's how much you believed in his offensive skill set. And I do think there's some creation there of like he can create some things off the bounce and score in the mid range. And we really don't see a ton of that game. I know it's there, but do you agree that this version of him is probably like the better route to go instead of the like ISO scorer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Especially on this team, like that is where he fits the best. I think he's starting to figure that out a little bit. Still wish he would be a little bit more functional in transition. You know what I mean? But no, I like this. Crashing the boards, getting some easy ones, 2 of 3 from 3. And you just go ahead and do that every night. Get into the foul line, defending. I like this version of Carter. And if you can get that, obviously if you can get a double-double every night, then that's awesome. But like semi-consistently these types of performances here, then you're onto something, because those freshmen are going to be the guys that can shoulder the load from an offensive scoring standpoint. You need that third guy that you can rely on in there who can have those nights where he can take over a little bit. So it's been an interesting arc for Carter so far in his sophomore season. Is there anything you want to pull? I saw you smiling in there.
No,
you're making fun of us?
No, nothing crazy.
Okay, all right. We got Eureka Strings. Good to see you. It says, nice dub, but seeing Bud empty is sad. Fire Hunter Yurchek into the cold vacuum of space. He can enjoy his bottom line from the edge of the solar system. We'll see how you feel after he makes this coaching hire. You might want to give him a raise. I don't know.
Yeah, we all agree if Mr. Campbell's coming to town, we just have to eat it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
We'll shut up for a little bit.
We got Fishman says, Ewan scores 21 against Duke. If so, what happens? Arkansas wins. I mean,
that would be big,
right? If Malik Ewan goes for 21 against Duke, they beat Duke.
If he scores 21, I assume, I know, by the way, he hit a 3 tonight. I don't know if we even said that. He hit a 3 tonight, which is cool. But I would imagine a lot of those 21 would be coming near the rim. Think about how many open threes and open shots would be created off of his 21 points. Like Malik Thomas is getting like 7 wide open threes if Malik Ewan scores 21.
Right. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. Bo says, Curtis, you surprised we didn't move on KenPom? That would be one the computers liked. A little bit, actually, yeah. Not that because you beat a really bad Jackson State team, but KenPom had you projected to win by 24, and you won by like 90. You know what I mean? And they looked pretty good doing it, but no, it doesn't seem like it moved the needle at all. What I should have done is checked what it did for like Auburn and some of these other teams. But yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't
bring
move
them down to the mid-30s. Bring Auburn down to 38.
Yeah, so it looks like they stayed put at KenPom. They moved up 2 spots in offensive rating and 3 spots in defensive rating. So yeah, oh well. Let's see here. There we go. OKC Hog says, why does Google say Matt Campbell is Arkansas's head coach?
Yeah, I've got a few texts about this tonight. I mean, listen, we're not doing the Matt Campbell conversation right now on the show. But I saw someone in the chat actually that just said the fact that we're even having this conversation is a win. And I would agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
The fact that we're on a basketball chat and y'all are bringing up Matt Campbell, that's better than like most, football circumstances. So that's cool.
Well, I just Googled Matt Campbell and I don't see.
I'm sure someone went through and fixed it.
Somebody put him on Wikipedia. Is that what happened? I
think it was one of those things. Yeah, because I don't know when OKC.
The first thing I see when I Google Matt Campbell is New York Giants head coach opening. Iowa State's Matt Campbell in the mix. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, refresh it. We'll check back in 30 minutes. But yeah, I got my brother texted me tonight about that. He's like, dude, is this so? It's done. It's official. And I'm like, I don't know. If that's
the internet says it, then of course it is. Tuna's House, appreciate you, says looked much better offensively, still look like crap on the offensive boards. If we lose the boards by 12 plus versus Duke, what does our shooting percentage need to be to win? Proud of you. And here's the only thing I'll say about the boards. And I it is noted that Arkansas lost on the offensive glass to this team, but Arkansas they shot 64% for the game. They missed 22 shots and they rebounded 9 of them. So like you're up there near, a 40-ish% offensive rebounding percentage. That's really, really good. Like you have to miss shots to be able to rebound them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not that upset about that. I wish they wouldn't have given up 12, but I mean, on the same token, Jackson State missed 1 million shots. So it is what it is. It's still got to get better. Like that is not fixed overnight. And I'm with you. Like they should have doubled them up. However many offensive rebounds Jackson State had, Arkansas should have had twice as many. They didn't, but when you shoot 64%, it's tough to look at the raw numbers and be like, what the heck? So I feel you. Mrs. Dansvan says, I was terrified we would stink tonight. What a relief. Yeah, me too. She said, gonna need the attitude going into tomorrow. Woo pig. Yeah, maybe they'll rub off on Razorback football. They play, by the way. Arkansas football plays Texas tomorrow. For those who are interested in that kind of thing, make sure you check out. Regardless of if you watch the game or not, tune into the Inside Arkansas Football post-game show and hang out with us. I'm sure it'll be a lively conversation that has nothing to do with whatever happens on that field tomorrow.
Also, please tune in to the pregame show tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Do that.
Please, we're going to be there, by the way. Real life, we'll be there. Pull up to the pregame show. I beg of you.
This is not the pre-recorded stuff, so we will engage with your chats in the morning. Hey, Josh Byers, there he is, says, yes, Jackson is bad, but looked like the Hogs gelled together better, feeling better going into Duke game. I hear that, man. That's, the haters will say, well, congratulations, you beat Jackson State, so you think everything is fixed. And yes, we all acknowledge that they stink, man. That's a bad team. I said I think it was Inside Arkansas Live today at Alumni Hall that Jackson State would beat last year's Maryland Eastern Shore team by 20. I don't know, man. I still think they would beat them. I think they would beat them. It's must-see TV. I don't think it would be by 20, though. I think it'd be a competitive game where they have to make free throws at the end. They win by like 8.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I feel better about it. They look good tonight, so good to see. And we've got It's Lanky. Thanks again. He says, hot take, DJ MVP versus Duke.
Veteran. You need that vet. Nobody's played more minutes on this Arkansas roster. Nobody has played more collegiate basketball minutes than DJ Wagner. I don't know if that's true necessarily, but I'm going to go with it. Nick Pringle might have him beat. Yeah, but I do think when you're in matchups like this, the freshmen I expect to be good, but I do think DJ's leadership and his experience is going to matter a lot in situations like that, like these next 2 games.
He led the team in plus minus. Arkansas was plus 50 in 28 minutes.
That's crazy,
insane, bro. Man. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Here's what I'll say about DJ. Looking at this, that's a tough stat line to replicate. But even if you shave a little bit off that, like let's say DJ goes for 12 points instead of 16, and he does hit a couple of the 3J Wagners out there, and then he has 4 or 5 assists instead of 7, without turning the ball over a bunch, and then he's making all those because he was super impactful defensively. Shout out to DJ for 2 blocks, by the way, but 3 steals. Like if he's playing really good defense and he's distributing the ball for this team that needs to keep that thing moving, and taking quality shots out there and not turn it over, I don't know if you could ask much more from him. So hopefully he does that against Duke for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into some of the other chats here real quick.
Also, did you see we might have to just set aside, leave 10 minutes on the table towards the end, because we have a 7-minute rant from Cal to dissect.
Let's play one of these now, and then we'll get back into the chats. Which one am I supposed to play?
Well, I mean, one of them's 7 minutes long, so maybe that's the finale.
Okay. Yeah.
I figure that's going to be
the one that's labeled Cal 7-minute. Okay.
Yeah, we'll pause it here and there.
Okay. We'll play this other one first. Looks like it was maybe his opener or something. I'm talking about a high standard Malik Ewing and all that. Let's see what he has to say.
Well, Sam for what they did, and what Winthrop did. And I'm just getting us to be aggressive. I got to hold them to a high standard, and I'm not backing up. I didn't care about the score. You saw me getting on guys.
True.
Because we got to get our culture down. We got to get the standard of what we play with, how we play. We're not just breaking off and doing our own thing. We're still not connected as a team. That means we run something, one guy's not where he's supposed to be. Defensively, we're playing this way. Why didn't you play the way we're supposed to be playing collectively together? We still have some of those breakdowns. But we're doing some good stuff. Today was better. I was happy. Malik Ewing showed signs. But again, I told him, you go make a play, and then you go back and grab your shorts, or, I need you to fight the entire time you're out there. And when he did, he was really good. Nick fought. I think we had 7 or 8 guys in double figures. I think, we passed the ball, 24 assists. I think Malik and Darius are absolutely trying to do what I'm asking them to do. I'm trying to get Darius to be more aggressive, not trying to take minutes off on the court. Come and take a break. Sub yourself. Don't stop playing because you're a little tired. And I told him, I'm looking right at you. Pick it up. And it wasn't about the score. It was about how we have to play to compete at the level we want to compete. And we're not quite there. I don't know what happens these next 4 or 5, probably, 3 weeks? Well, almost a month. We've got a bunch of hard games. We're going to lose them all. But I know this. If you want to be them, you got to beat them. And you know what? If you don't play them, you don't have a shot. So we're playing them. We'll see what we are. And all the talk stops. It doesn't matter. At some point, you got to get in the ring. You can talk all you want. You got to get in the ring. Talking, okay, he knocked you out. Now what are you going to say? You going to say something? Or are you going to go in and battle and compete? And these teams are all well coached. They got terrific players. They're playing hard. They're playing well. They're beating people. So we got our work cut out for us.
Love it. Love it.
You got to get in the ring. It reminds me of you. Have you seen Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Oh, yeah.
When he's spreading apart,
Yeah.
I've seen Ace Ventura. Yeah, that's good stuff. I love Cal, dude. That's really good. I agree with a lot of what he said there too about, staying on Malik Ewing. We saw that. I like what he said about A-Cuff. Like, hey, you if you need to take a minute off, come sit on the bench and do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that out there, because that happens, man. He'll take a possession off defensively, and it's a bucket, and it can be like a run killer. So that's some good stuff there, man. It's gonna be a tough schedule. Tough schedule coming up for Arkansas. You got Duke, You got Louisville, you got a couple bye games mixed in there, but Texas Tech and then Houston, and that all happens within a month. You have all those. So we're going to learn a lot about these boys.
We could lose all of them. We could lose all 4 of them, honestly. I like that he said that. I think he has the right approach of he's not hyping it up as, oh, my God, this is going to be the biggest moment. We're going to find out how good we are. But he just kind of was like, hey, those are the teams you want to be. Those are who you want to beat. Go beat them. Like, here we are. And we only find out through playing. He didn't hype it up like it was like, oh, my goodness, guy, we got to get up for this big game. It's like, hey, we are who we are. We have our standard, which he talked about in that clip as well. Let's see how it matches up against someone else. I love it.
Do we just need to get into this 7-minute clip? Should we just do it? Stop it when we want to.
Do we have any other super chats to read?
I don't think. Well, we didn't, but let me look real quick and see if we have anything new here. No, not that I see.
Okay, so we could do the clip and then if there's more after we can touch on it a little bit.
Exactly. All right, here it goes.
To be physical when the other guy's being physical. Be more physical than that guy is to you. That's it. And yes, we did run things because I'm trying to get them going. But I don't have a magic wand. I can't do it. And you can't come and not come and come and not come because
God, that's going to get clipped out of context so bad, and it's probably going to be me that does it. Anyway.
I can't count on you. And I told the guys, we start playing these games, I'll play 5 guys. I don't care. If I can't count on you or you go in and you get thrown to the floor and the guy grabs it and dunks on you, you're out. Can't be in that game. You know you can't be in that game. You got to battle back the way they're battling you. And then we're more connected than we were 3 weeks ago, but we're still not where we need to be. And I'm trying to make it simpler. I'm trying to keep scaling stuff down. What did I do today to make us more aggressive? Oh, I love asking these guys questions. Did you watch the game? What did I do to make it more aggressive? We pressed.
I think I need to get back in the press conferences. I mean, come on now. Come on, Arkansas. You basketball bennies.
I told Z, call Coach Richardson and tell him I did that for him. And it was just to make us. Now, what if you can't play in that kind of aggressive? Then you don't play. So here's what we're doing. We're not going to press every minute. But there are times that we can press, put it on and do it a little bit, put it on and do it a little bit, and then take it off. I expected this team to play some zone today. We didn't work that much on it. We didn't have that much time, but they didn't. And I don't know some of the other teams that we're playing, how much zone they'll play. But we needed this kind of game. And let me say this. These other teams are not 50 points better than them. They're not. The teams that we almost lost to. They're not.
They might be. Winthrop might not beat them by 50. They'd beat them by 38.
Yeah. It would be a comfortable and healthy beatdown for sure.
Here's what the 2 things we're dealing with. Separation. We get to 13 today. I'm in the huddle. Separation. I talked about it for 2 days. You get kills, which are stops, consecutive. Defensive stops, 3. That's a kill. You want to create separation? Get a kill and make easy plays on offense. No bounce passes to the post when we could throw it over the scoreboard and the guy can still dunk it. Why a bounce pass? Because you think it looks good. What's the easiest play? So you get 3 kills, you make some easy plays, you get a couple breakaways, instead of some kind of crazy pass, how about this? Look at him and throw it to him and he'll dunk it. Now you have separation. Now you're up 22-23. Last week.
This man is goated, all right? That's fantastic, dude.
Listen, your head coach is worried about how to win the game. Our head coach is worried about how to turn a 13-point lead into a 22-point lead.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's where he starts. He's like, listen, when we get a 13-point lead, this is what you need to do.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. Look at him. He's getting ready to make another great point. It's fire.
Week we got up 15, both game. What happened? They came back because we had no kills and made the hardest play we can make, let them back in. The last thing is playing winning time. We had winning time at Michigan State, winning time. 2-point game, 1-point game, tied up, whatever. That's winning time. And we took bad shots, fouled, broke down defensive. You're not going to win. You're not going to win a good game. So we're talking about those two things. Look, I got a lot of work to do with this group. Last year, the culture at the end of the year is right where I wanted it. Right now, the culture is not there because guys are still trying to do what they choose to do. You have a choice. You do what we're asking you to do. And then I say this, if you're not capable of doing what I'm asking you, come and see me, we'll talk. I just can't do it, okay. You know, there's a towel and then wave it on the sideline. Maybe you can't. I don't think I'm asking you to do something you can't do. You're choosing not to do it. Why? Because it's hard. Really hard. Battling and doing. Now, it takes no skill. You don't have to be a skilled player. You just got to be locked in, talking, active, spirited, enthusiastic. Here I am. And you know what? Why in this state is Billy called Billy Goat?
Wait a second. Why have we not been calling him Billy Goat?
I guess we have, according to Cal. I didn't know it until he said it, but
man.
apparently we've been calling him Billy Goat.
Downhill Bill, Big Bill, Billy Goat. Okay.
He's tough. He's always on the floor. He's always making that energetic play.
Okay. You
They
know
got
how hard
nervous.
that
They were
is.
like, let's talk about
Those
it.
other guys I can't do that. Oh, you can. You just choose not to. Because you want to be cute and throw bounce passes in between four guys to the big guy or make the hardest play you can make to make it look good because what he does is hard. And they call him Billy Goat, as in goat,
Got it.
which I think is great. And so now, can we get a team full of guys playing? Think about that. Can we get a team? This is a talented team. Can they become connected? Can they play for each other? Can they lose themselves into the team and get away from their habits that have been rewarded their whole lives? I'm not asking them to change. That's who they are. Let's create new habits. Let's just create new habits. You got that stuff. Now, will that stuff pop up? Last game, Carter tried to throw a spinner bounce pass. We almost lost the game. Why'd you do that? It's one of my habits. I like that spin pass. I don't know if the court was slippery, but it didn't spin. It just went straight out of bounds. So I'm learning about that. What do I have to do? And I told him after, I'm holding you to a standard, and I ain't bucking. Nope, this is who I am. The culture's got to be what it is. And here's the standard. You can either do this or I'm playing the other guy. Last year I played 6 guys. I'll play 6 again. I'm not threatening. I'm telling them I want to play y'all. How about how happy I was that we were able to play Isaiah? Why didn't I put him in at the end of the half, before the half? Why? Separation. If he went in and all of a sudden it went to 12, he ain't playing in the second half. So let us get separation. Now you get in and go play. And he broke down. Somebody's playing. He's doing stuff I can't teach. The other stuff I can teach. But, all right, guys, I got to go.
Cuts him off. Says, no, actually, I'm done, by the way. That was the final question.
Oh,
Listen,
we're going to the Final Four.
100%.
I'm all the way back in.
100%. Listen, he's not bucking from his standard that he has set for these guys. And if you can't reach that standard, here's the towel. Wave it, you know? I love that, dude. Listen, this culture is loading. I like that he acknowledged the culture's not where it was at the end of the season. Where we ended the season, that team had a culture. We're going to get there. I really do think, like, they are probably going to get there.
I think they are too. Damn it, if they don't, it won't be from a lack of trying from that man. So
he's not bucking, and we're all coming.
I mean, honestly, yeah, the too long didn't read version of all that right there.
You can't come, and come now and come then. You can't do that.
That was one of the best things I've ever heard, man. I'm so glad we did
Carter, I like that spin pass. I don't know. I just, coach, I thought it would look cool. I don't know.
Oh, gosh, that's fantastic. Why separation? We didn't put Sealy in because we put him in, we might tank the game against Jackson State, apparently.
I like that he admitted. He's like, if I put him in and this gap narrows, he's not playing in the second half. Like, that's it. If I come in and he gives up a 3, he is not playing the second half.
It's done. Yeah, I saved his career just then by doing that. That's good stuff, man. That's really good from Cal. According to John, that was literally the second question that was asked, and then he was done.
He said, all right, I'm done now. I'm done.
He quizzed everybody,
Yeah.
Hey, what did we do to get these guys going a little bit? We pressed, okay? Why do they call him Billy Goat? Never heard that,
he didn't say anything to the pressed question. So then, like, when he asked about the Billy Goat, they're like, "Oh, he's always playing hard." Yeah. They started scrambling, trying to find an answer.
Oh my goodness gracious, man! Couple more super chats. We'll call it a night. Joffre says, "I love Cal, man. He sees what this team can do. He definitely does. He's locked in. Those people that said that Cal is all the narratives that we heard about. He's kind of packed it in. He doesn't work hard anymore. That was all crazy."
Dude, he
say
was
what you want about the man,
ass
but
off tonight, dude.
he's dialed, and he never stopped out there that entire game. He's probably yelling at Amir Brown and Elmer out there. So, WMF Pig says, "Can't believe I ever hated this man. He's electric. He really is." I saw Cats by 90 was in there. He was trying to predict everything that Cal would say, and he didn't say any of it because he does play the hits sometimes, like that. Like, I'll play 6 guys again. I don't care, But he did the magic wand thing, and then Cats by 90 was putting all the Calisms in there, which is kind of funny. But
Cats by 90, he misses it so much. Like, he watched that and he literally was like punching his pillow. He loves that guy.
Now, Cats, go listen to Mark Pope, and then if you need out of your depression, come back and see us. Okay?
Mark Pope's over there. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, man, this is bad.
God, dude. What a way to end the night. That was fun. Felt good. Blowout win. Cal was, top tier John Calipari in this one. Here we go. And tomorrow the Razorbacks will beat Texas, and they'll hire
Matt Campbell.
Is that who we're going with? Matt Campbell?
I think so. I think it's
so. We'll go Campbell.
Official. As official as Wikipedia can get.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Love that. Well, Curtis, before you even cue me up, I'm just going to tell you my final thought.
I love that. Yeah, go for it.
My final thought is shout out to Ryder Helfrich, future Golden Spikes winner. Had a front row seat to the game tonight, and he looked like he had a good time. He also didn't leave at halftime. I thought he was going to leave, honestly.
Oh.
But, he stuck around, was cheering on the Hogs. It's good stuff. Love to see that.
Oh, geez.
Oh, Scoob. Come on, Scoob. We're really in for it now. Oh. Yeah, dude.
Oh, man. Can't wait for that game. We're out of here, people. Really appreciate everybody for rocking with us here tonight. If you stayed for the entire hour and 5 minutes for this, it was well worth the wait. You did a good job, because the last bit here has been awesome. We're out of here. Thank you guys again. Appreciate everybody. Subscribe where you need to subscribe if you haven't done so. Follow where you need to follow. Listen where you need to listen. All those good things. Tune in with us for more entertainment tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
I think 9 a.m.
9 a.m. We're going live for the Arkansas-Texas pregame show, where we will talk about that very briefly, and then whatever it is you guys want to talk about, because we'll have the live chats rolling. But appreciate you guys. For Andrew Ellis, Curtis Wilkerson with Inside Arkansas. This has been the Pod the Palace postgame show. Arkansas wins again, 5-1. Feel good game for the Razorbacks. We'll catch you next time.